Welcome to the Force Pro Sports ZAP Report. Quick and daily storylines and personal takes. My codename is Mr. Mischief, and I'm your host. Welcome to the ZAP Report, everybody. This is a little segment I'm making up, inspired by the Fox Chronicles from Fox from Syracuse. I'm just going to give my takes on the daily for internationals. I think it'd be fun. If I were spectating at home, I would certainly enjoy somebody giving their takes. And if you have takes, you should totally make your own videos or put them in the comments section below if you got any agreements or disagreements or takes of your own. So how this will work is that every day I'm going to basically just make this quick one take video and post it. I'm going to go over a certain segment of sections, and if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. If you don't watch it, you don't watch it. I'm just throwing it out there. So what we're going to do today, now the tournament hasn't even started yet. We are 2 days out from the tournament actually beginning. Well, yeah, 2 days out. If you're in Australia right now, it's tomorrow, which means the tournament actually begins in 2 days. And if you're in the US, it starts for us in like three days and a few hours. So anyways, why am I here then? Well, we do have some practice reports. And as any good sports analyst will do, I'm going to review these practice reports and pull inferences out of them that have to do with the tournament. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share my window here. You should be able to see that now. All right. I'm going to take you on a little journey. So let's see. Every week I'm going to have a few different categories, and one category is a game highlight. So there were 20 practice games. Just to do an overview real quick. There were 20 practice games that were done yesterday on August the 1st. So this would be, this is a collection of people who have gotten here to Brisbane, Australia early enough and decided to come in and start playing games right away. Just a rundown of top games. Rusty is dominating the top games, but we have a Fireball DK heavy weapons game. Well, almost 32 MVP. Brew has an ammo game, 8K. The Fear Turkey put up a commander game, 13K, 30 MVP. Simply OK put up a 28 MVP commander game, and the Fear Turkey has another 12K commander. Otherwise, Rusty doesn't need a call out, but he is, I think that's all 5 positions. See, that's kind of an achievement right there. He is top 10. He has a top 10 game in all 5 positions. So what we can infer from this is that Rusty is amazing. Nobody needs proof of this, but as we see US players coming out to play in this tournament, if they play against each other, that's one thing, but if they play against home site players, that actually gives us finally some context. How good is this player compared to a Brisbane player? And Rusty being the top Brisbane player, we can pull a lot of information out of that. So I'm really thankful that Rusty played in some of these games. Summary stats from the day yesterday. Rusty totaled with a 30 average MVP, with the next highest being Fireball DK all the way down at 21.55. Followed by the Fear Turkey, 21, simply OK. Brew, there's a bit of a drop off, 20 down to 17.6. Brew, Know It All from Auckland. Sabo from Loveland. Leech from Auckland, Lizzie Lizard from Loveland, and Ash VD from Loveland. So this is out of 21 players who showed up yesterday. And I'm just going to go over some quick highlights. Also, Sabo topping the leaderboards on medic hits. Average medic hits went to Rusty, of course, followed by the Fear Turkey, Simply OK, Fireball DK, and Know It All. So let's go ahead, and I've got some highlights here. So the game highlight that we're going to do today is the game from 1845. What time is that? That's military time. That's 6:45, I think. 6:45 in the evening. I chose this game because it is I think it's the only defeat Rusty had on the day. The only defeat Rusty had on the day. Crazy. Yep. It's Rusty's only defeat by all USA by all non-Brisbane players. So we got Fireball DK rocking an 11K commander game. This is Brew's 31 MVP ammo game with a 3 hit diff and 4 medic hits. So Brew was clearly charging into the midfield. He wasn't stagnant in the back line. Sabo, rookie from Loveland, putting up an nearly 8.5K heavy game. Waffle Raptor and Tomik, both with a 1.5 hit diff about. El Diablo on Scout coming in. He's almost at that 1.5. And Lizzie Lizard on Medic with nearly a 1 hit diff. So this team beat a team that had... I really like this game to look at because we got 4 Brisbane players down here at the bottom. Rusty, Troyota, Lucy Dune, and CompGeek all are from Australia, or they all play at the Brisbane site. So it provides us a lot of context. I watched this game back, and Rusty had so many times where he, as a scout, was just breaking in on the enemy team. Like, he was really giving Sabo a run for his money just on the scout position. You can tell just by comparison, even with the MVPs here, Rusty's at not just a different level, he's multiple different levels ahead of all the players here at this Members Day. And just to highlight briefly, and this is I'm signed because I'm going to show a highlight from the game. So this is right about here. Midway through the game, Lizzie Lizard's on 10, Ash is on 10. So the game is pretty even at this point. And we're about to see a sequence where the red team coordinates in such a good, powerful way for about a minute straight that they end up killing the heavy out of the game. And so I side because Sergeant Tucker, world champion Sergeant Tucker, is the heavy on the other team. Sergeant Tucker, up to this point, had done a really good job at defending. But right now, he's at 8 lives. The enemy commander does not have a nuke yet, but he's close. So I just want to show this as a highlight. You know, everyone has good games happen to them and from them. So just, Sergeant Tucker, love you, buddy. This is, and you had some great games today as well. But I'm highlighting the red team, and it just so happened you were the heavy. That was kind of the reward for what they did here. So we see Fireball DK fire in. Brew he's in the enemy base. He tags the medic, Ash VD. And we got Waffle Raptor jumping in. Fireball DK. Sabo. The wall of red is just immense right here. Every time blue comes up, red takes them back down. Waffle Raptor taps down Sergeant Tucker. Tomik is in the action. Sabo's in the action. DK activates his nuke. Detonates. Early kill out for the heavy. Ash down to 3 lives. Ash went from 10 down to 3. And they killed the heavy out of the game all in that one fell swoop. I don't have video footage, but I'm imagining that the blue team or the red team basically went full force, taking over the midfield, surrounded the blue team, and they just had resets after resets. They must have had good spread so that if a blue player tried to run away, they were getting reset. That was just a cool highlight. That'll be the game highlight for the day. Now I'm going to go on to some player highlights. One player I want to highlight is Simply Okay from Loveland, Colorado, who was also one of our champions from last year. He ended up playing ammo. And one of my question marks about the International Meta Mystery was who can step up to play 3-hit alongside the Fear Turkey. Between El Diablo, Sergeant Tucker, they both have some good 3-hit games today. But someone that's standing out to me is Simply Okay. One game I want to point out. So this is a loss from him, 10K commander game. But I want to point out he's got 3 missiles, got missiled once, only 2 medic hits. But we can look at the stats. He has a 31 to 32 hit diff against Rusty, and he got missiled by Rusty once. But going in on the losing team and doing that is amazing. I'm extremely impressed with Simply Okay. He also had a positive hit diff on Azra, who's no joke. And it looked like Leech was definitely getting the better of him, but he got 2 missiles off on Leech. And Brew definitely was making it hard for him to get any medic hits. So there's a reason that they lost that game. And, you know, I don't know what happened with the team as a whole, but definitely wanted to highlight that. Also would love to highlight over here, another loss from Simply Okay. But again, I love it when we're comparing with people from the home site. There were some other good games he had. He had a 10K Scout, 12K Commander over the day. But he also, this is another game against the Howe brothers. Rusty and Brew were both on this team. Plus, Ash VD on Commander is terrifying. Lone Soul Scout, he's very proven. Azra Ammo, like, and El Diablo is a good player. He's not as known for resupply, but this is a great team. And so, Simply OK's team loses, but he comes out with a 7.5K Scout score. Only one meta kit, but a positive hit diff. He got Sad Brew 24-8. And Ash VD 21-12. I've said it before. I think Simply OK is the best scout from Loveland, even better than Fear Turkey. That's my hot take. He is so good at understanding the game. And yes, he got destroyed by Lone Soul, but this shows a great mastery of understanding his target priorities. He was absolutely focusing down the 3 hits, and it wasn't enough to overcome for his team. But and when you look at this, like Brew versus Tomik is, I imagine Tomik would kick Brew's butt at Laserball, but he's new at SM5. So yeah, hard situation, and he still put up an amazing score. So I'm very impressed with Simply OK. That's one player I wanted to highlight. I'll do at least one player highlight per episode, but I wanted to do 2 more today since we're a little short on other content. I'm also going to highlight Tomik. So Tomik is from the Czech Republic. He has the second most games in the world. Pretty much plays Laserball. He's a big part of the Laserball scene out in Europe. And he's coming over to check out SM5 and try out our rule set, try out our game mode. And it was a big question mark. How's Tomik gonna do? Someone who's never really played competitive SM5. Well, I can tell you, he's not in the top tiers already, but he can play. And I wanted to highlight this Commander game of his where he had a 23 MVP points on Commander. 3 missiles, 8 medic hits. Let's check out the hit diff. Going back and forth with Ash VD, a very experienced commander. And he was keeping up pretty well, like scouts and ammo, like that's not a bad hit diff. 6 on Lizzie Lizard, and he outshot DK. And this is one of his ceiling games for the day. They weren't all like this, but it shows that Tomik has the talent to become really good at SM5. And it definitely gives me confidence for him playing an important role on the All-American Supercharged team. So Tomik also had an 8K Heavy and a 6K Scout that I'm not going to show right now. But that's definitely a really cool highlight. Just that Tomik, he's starting off on a pretty good foot, and I'd be really interested to see how he does coming into the tournament. Final player I'm going to highlight is Essence from Auckland. So Essence, he's got only 500, 600 games under his belt. He's a very new player compared to most people coming into this tournament, and he's one of the biggest question marks on Team Auckland. You would have to ask, well, he may do well on the members' nights in Auckland, but how does he compare coming out and playing with all these other world-class players? Essence can play too. Essence has talent, and it's clear, right off the bat. I wanted to highlight this almost 12K Commander game where he got 5 nukes. Dropped 5. That's not easy. Let's check out the hit diffs. I haven't checked these out actually just yet. Well, internet. There we are. Okay, so that's a 36-29 on Sergeant Tucker, and missiled him twice. Sergeant Tucker is an experienced veteran. I'm so sorry, Sergeant Tucker. I'm gonna highlight him later this week somehow, because it just so happens that these are games that are putting him in a poor light. It's kind of like when I made that highlight video from St. George, and I just so happened to have Soy Boy getting missiled 5 times. This is not intentional. Sergeant Tucker is a very good player, but Essence happened to get the better of him in this one. Outshot Sabo. Leech had his number, and DK had his number, but what can you expect? That is really cool. I know very little about Essence, except that he's, in the words of Know-It-All, cerebral. So he seems like he has the chops to perform really well for Auckland this year, and I'm happy for Auckland because that is a great piece to have on your team. And who knows what role he's going to play. I literally wouldn't be surprised if he plays any role except probably commander. Because he'd have to beat out some other really good players to play commander on that team. He also had a 9K heavy game that I'm not showing here. Yes, no, yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay, team highlight. I'm also going to highlight a team every single time. So, let's see. Probably. I guess I can't pull it up right here. Oh, wait, I probably should. Well, I'll do that next time. I'll pull up the graphics next time to make sure I do that. But I'm going to highlight two teams, Loveland Curveballs and Auckland A. Loveland Curveballs were here almost all day playing. And I think I need to be clear, like, it's okay if you come to internationals and you want to have fun, you want to hang out with friends. That's totally fine. But to call out some people, and I'm not naming names, but there are a bunch more players in Brisbane right now that were not here playing Space Marines 5 on this pre-practice day. And then these players were the ones who did come in and they did practice. And I think that's going to give them a huge edge. A lot of that rust that's getting shaken off, a lot of that arena that they have to learn, they're getting that over with now, so that when they're practicing on the actual practice night, they can be into more advanced strategy. I love this for both of these teams, and it definitely gives them a boost in my mind in terms of them being able to beat higher seeded teams. So you know, like we look right here, and half the international, or a lot of international meta mystery. Actually, yeah. I mean, I'm so sorry. Somehow that didn't connect because they're all from different sites. But the international meta mystery also get a highlight because everyone but Old Man Thanatos, sorry, naming names, was also here playing a lot that day. So you know, Simply Okay with 14 games, Saba with 19, Leech with 16, Lizzie Lizard 17, Ash VD 18, and you know, Azra Waffle Raptor, Lone Soul, Essence, Know It All. These guys were also there. El Diablo and Sergeant Tucker. So these guys on these teams, those three teams, were here practicing a lot today, and I'm not going to blame any of the home teams for not being here today, but it does put in my mind, it gives me a little bit of doubt about the All-American Supercharged and the Olympus team. Like, I wish more of those players would have been here today to be practicing early. But again, you get it. If you weren't here, you had something better to do. I totally get it. But I would have to think this would help you improve your chances of winning the tournament playing on this day. Okay, and then favorite storyline. That's another thing I'll say. My favorite storyline is the old guys can play. I'm gonna call out DK, Brew, Rusty, and I don't know how much these are considered old guys, but Leech and Lone Soul are definitely older than the Loveland guys. All these players I named placed in the top 11 in the summary stats. So we got Rusty at 1, DK at 2, Brew at 5, Leech at 8, and we got Lone Soul up here at 11. So that's pretty cool. That was something that Glader talked about a little bit in our power rankings show. And it's a question mark, right? Like, when do players begin to fall off because of age? Well, I don't think any of these players have fallen off, in my opinion. And when does that happen for real? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think it's where these guys are at. So anyway, that concludes the ZAP report. Good luck to all the teams playing internationals this year. Thank you for giving us something spectacular to watch. I'll be back tomorrow with another ZAP report. And then I do my cool outro. Check this out. Bye.